That's some sub hype in the building.
Wow.
Big move by Ben right there.
11 months.
I believe that's Conductor Club status right there.
Probably.
Behove.
Behove? Benhove?
Behove.
Benhove.
Behove, that's the
Behove?
guy.
Benhove.
That's the guy.
It's not B-N-Hove. It's Benhove.
All right, so that was a patch question. Question coming in from Big Soul 17. How can you win in Draft Champs Ranked? So we got a new mode in the game. What are your thoughts about winning in Draft Champions Ranked?
I would say you need to focus on your playbook knowledge as priority number one. Because the worst thing that could happen is you get in and, like, I don't think you have to know every playbook in the game, but I think you have to default and be like, I'm going to know how to run a scheme out of gun doubles.
Right.
I'm going to know how to run a scheme out of gun empty.
So,
I'm going to know how to run a scheme out of
single
single
what would you
ace.
say are the most common formations in the game?
Gun doubles, gun bunch, very popular, single back ace, gun, any type of variety of gun empty. I would probably say gun doubles is a very, very important formation to learn and to know, like the back of your hand, like
right.
Know the route concepts you need from it, and then go from there. Like if you look at the trips tight end, you may struggle a little bit. I think gun wide trips weak, very popular formation. We already have a great scheme out of it, so you got to know these kind of base sets that you're going to find in most playbooks, and that's going to help you have a lot of success. Because here's the truth, I think, or the fact going into this is that most people aren't going to know the playbooks plain. Most people aren't going to do their homework to know.
Defense is going to be the worst.
Defense is going to be well,
there's 23-4 playbooks. So.
Yeah, I mean defense. I'm not as worried about defense as I am offense because you can go out there and call 2-man under from quarters. You're gonna have you'll be fine with defense in my opinion. Right. So I just think that where people are going to struggle is people aren't going to do their homework when it comes to having a proper scheme. You have your scheme. This is the first time really in any game mode that you go into it and you don't necessarily get the offense you want.
Right.
Think of MUT, you get to pick your playbook.
Right.
So it'll be interesting. That's what I would tell people to focus on to try and improve their game heading into Draft Champions Ranked.
So, to me, if you're going to say, how can you win in Draft Champs Ranked? What I'm going to give you for advice on This Week in Madden is you've got to definitely focus on your playbooks. You've got offensive playbook and defensive playbook together now, tied to that coach. Mm-hmm. So when you go into a playbook, well, now you can use playbook by concept. And I would rarely give you the advice to choose your plays by concept. But when you first start out on that drive, you got to go to runs, inside zones, find a couple shotgun inside zones, and run them. Not all one traps, try and find inside zones and get those in your arsenal. Those are going to be some of the best runs in the game. You want to find runs like sweeps and tosses from under center. Use those. You want to find some fullback runs as well, some fullback dives. Those three runs right there, going to make your offense much more consistent no matter what playbook you're in. They should be in pretty much every playbook. From there, passing concepts aren't quite as good, but if you look for verticals concepts, you're going to see some verts from gun bunch. Look at that familiar tight end route across the middle, that halfback route underneath. And then you've, of course, got gun empty. So if you're not as familiar with some of the formations Gibbs has talked about, these are options. What do we talk about all the time? Flood concepts. A play like Buck Sail comes up in that flood concept. Going to beat cover 3. Buck Sail beats in that cover 3. You could also choose sail concepts in some formations as well. So these are all things that are super important. I don't want to say dumbing down, but if you're having trouble beating man, go into mesh, pass concept, and looking for routes that have crossers. Under center, you've got Texas. There's a let's see where it is.
You just had it. You had it.
I had it. There's one called Texas where
keep going up.
Let's see. I know it's here somewhere. But find the concept Texas, and you're going to have the angle route by the halfback out of the backfield, and that's going to be huge as well. So these are all things you want to find. You want to find plays that have those table routes.
Texas.
Okay, there it is. Medium pass Texas. tight end angles, halfback angles across the middle. Find routes that have the halfback out of the backfield on those table routes.
Go to spot. Go back up the spot because
how
that's going to give you the corner.
Learn how to use playmaker.
Spot really important because you can streak the spot route,
Right.
And it turns into the corner, vertical, and flat.
Totally. Find these concepts. They're in every playbook. Get there. Trust your playbooks. Know what's going on, and you're going to have much more success in Draft Champs Ranked because everybody's starting from this. You got those 3 runs. You got those concepts. You're going to win a lot of games.